Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. In today's video, I'm gonna walk you guys through a $10,000 investment I made. I'm gonna tell you why I made the investment, and I'm also gonna tell you how I believe the investment should perform based on history. But before I do that, let me kind of tell you my strategy over the next 10 years as it relates to investing in the financial markets. Well, that 10-year strategy has to do with making more money, making sure that I have enough money for my future. And that's what I talk about a lot on this channel, is preparing for the future. Although I've had a lot of success as it relates to investing over the last 25 years, I know there are still things that I want to accomplish in the realm of investing. So that's what this next 10 years will do for me. Now, I have a couple of different brokerage accounts that I use. One is Merrill Lynch. I use the Merrill Lynch account for my taxable brokerage account. I also use it for investing in my Roth IRA. On the Vanguard brokerage account side, I use that for my traditional IRAs. So I have one traditional IRA that I use for 401k rollovers, and I also have a traditional IRA through what they call a simple IRA, which is an IRA my business set up whereby I can contribute a certain amount of money on an annual basis. And in most cases, I'll get some tax deductions associated with that. So those are the two brokerage accounts that I currently use, and that's probably all I will have. I don't see the need to have more than two based on my situation. Now, the $10,000 investment that I made, $7,000 of it is going into my Roth IRA. And the reason I'm putting $7,000 in there is because I want that money to continue to grow tax-free. See, that's one of the nice benefits of having a Roth IRA. It's after-tax dollars, and it grows tax-free. So over the next 10 years, the plan is every single year, I'm gonna put an additional $7,000 in, or to the maximum limit the IRS will allow me to put in since I'm over 50. The goal there is to build that nest egg, and at the end of 10 years, see where we're at, see if I'm happy with it. And then at that point, if I decide I want to start taking some of that money as income, then I certainly can do that. And the great news is it'll be tax-free. Now, in the taxable brokerage account over at Merrill Lynch, that's the one I use for all of my individual stock purchases. So that's where I have my Bank of America, and that's where I have my Wells Fargo stock. Now, I know Wells Fargo has had some problems lately, but you know something, I'm still bullish on Wells Fargo. I believe fundamentally they are a great operating bank, although they've had some PR nightmares over the last 2 to 3 years. I think at some point that will clear itself up. So I'm gonna stay long on Wells Fargo, and I'm also going to stay long on Bank of America. I got 25 years in the banking industry, so I'm partial to bank stocks anyways. So that's what I'm gonna be currently doing in the Merrill Lynch account. Now, over on the Vanguard side, I will be rolling over several old 401k accounts from former employers. I'll roll those over into my personal traditional IRA account. I'll be doing ETFs in the Roth IRA, and on the traditional IRAs, I will be doing index funds. And in both situations, they will be index funds and ETFs that track the S&P 500 or the total stock market. I got a 10-year window. I want this money to perform to its best. So in my opinion, S&P 500 tracking index funds and ETFs are the best place for me, at least, to put my money. Some may disagree, some may agree, but for me, it's all about that growth potential. And in the S&P, obviously, over the last 10 years, it's been a pretty good performing index. So I'm comfortable with that. Since I've given you some of the backdrop of why I'm doing what I'm doing, let's talk a little bit about the investments that I actually purchased. The first investment I purchased was the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, symbol VTSAX. And I initially funded my traditional IRA through my company, which is a simple IRA. I contributed $3,000 to that particular investment. The goal there is I'm gonna put up to $16,500 in that investment every year, as long as it meets the IRS maximum guidelines. You can see that in VTSAX, the 1-year return, the 3-year return, the 5-year return, the 10-year return, and then you can see the return since inception. My next investment that I purchased was Vanguard S&P 500 ETF VOO. That's $7,000 investment, and that investment was through my Roth IRA, and I really like VOO. It is an S&P 500 tracking ETF, very low expense ratio at 0.03. And if we look at the overall performance of VOO, not too bad. You have a 1-year return of 22%, basically. You got the 3-year return of 14.5, 5-year return of 14.43, and since inception, 14.70. Okay, guys, that's what I invested my $10,000 in. And the reason I wanted to share this with you guys is I want to be transparent and let you guys know what I'm doing. Now, this doesn't mean you need to do what I'm doing. That's not the reason I made the video. I made the video so that you understand my thought process. So as I make videos, you guys will kind of know what I'm all about when it comes to my investment mentality and what my long-term plan is for me personally. I would recommend you guys sit down and think about your long-term plan. Think about what you want to do over the next 10 years, what type of investments you want to make. And that's important that you start planning now for your future. Certainly, if I can help shed any light on anything, I'm more than happy to do that. I have a company called RF Financial Consulting, and in that company, I work with individuals just like you on a one-on-one basis through financial mentoring and coaching sessions. Now, I'm not a licensed investment advisor, and I'm not trying to tell you what you need to invest in. You have to make that decision. But certainly I have 20 years of experience investing in the stock market, and thus far it has got me to a place where I'm financially free. So I certainly am willing to share my experiences with you, but ultimately it's your decision when it comes down to your financial investing and your financial future. Well, drop me some comments, guys. Let me know what you think. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel, share the video, and smash that like button for me. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys continue chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.